Hey, I'm Racing Chew, and in this video I'll show you how to perform the glitch called the void warp. So first I will simply perform the trick so you have a rough idea of how it goes, and then I will go and explain how to do it in detail. So this glitch is used in the any percent category, and it saves a couple minutes, so very handy. It skips all the Ganon escape actually. However, there's little issue with this trick. It's very hard to do. I would highly recommend you to be on emulator if you want to learn this trick, and to have a software that tells you if you're on the ESS position or not. You can find such software on my website rainingchain.com/Zelda. So one very important thing you need to know about this trick is that you absolutely need to have the Z target setting set to all, so it cannot be to switch, and you can change the setting in the menu. Okay, so now let's go over the trick in detail. So the very first thing you want to do is to be about where I am with the angle I have, and you wait for a rock to spawn right in front of you. When a rock spawns, what you want to do is to hold Z, and then on the right timing, you want to roll into the rock. So right after starting the roll, you want to release Z and then hold the ESS right position. And you will hold that until a certain frame. So you simply pause buffer until you hit this frame right there. So as you can see, Link is standing up straight, and at this point you want to unpause and hold R and Z during the buffer lag and still keep ESS right position. If everything works and your angle was correct and the timing was correct, you will be propulsed very fast near the edge. So if it's not the case, then don't worry. At the end of the video, I go over all the things that can go wrong and I explain why it went wrong so you can correct yourself. So at this point, what you want to do, when you're about to reach the corner, you release Z and then you press Z again, so you will target Zelda and you will be pushed into the left corner. So at this point, what you want to do is to pause, then switch from ESS right position to ESS left position. And you can do this transition during the pause menu. It doesn't have to be during the pause buffer. After that, you simply unpause and wait couple frames, and then you want to pause again. The next step is to untarget Zelda for 1 frame, and to do that you simply remove release Z during the pause menu, and then you press start, then start right after that. So pause buffering 1 frame where you do not hold Z, and if 1 frame has passed, you should be able to hear the Z on target sound. Now you want to unpause, and during the pause buffer you want to hold Z in order to retarget Zelda. And by doing so, it will move Link to the right. Now this part is kind of tricky. You want to pause buffer until the arrow of the Z target is between the ear of Zelda and the crown of Zelda. So this part is not frame perfect, so right there I'm in the middle, but if you're a little bit more to the right it will work, and if you're a little bit more to the left it will also work, but try to be as much in the middle as possible. So once you got a good arrow frame, what you want to do is to switch from ESS left position to ESS down right position, so a little bit more to the right than the down. You also want to be releasing Z during the pause menu, so the only thing you should be holding is R and ESS down right position, and then you unpause, and if everything you have done so far was correct, you should clip through the wall and hit the loading zone. So the final part of the trick is to hit the right room in the unloaded Ganon castle, and to do that, it really depends on your last ESS position, but most of the time what you want to do is to hold down right and then jump slash, and right after doing the jump slash you want to hold forward. So long story short, your goal is to be in this part in green and to avoid the red spot, because if you hit the red spot then you will be loaded into another room, which is not what you want. So during the fall you simply want to hold forward and eventually will hit a wall. So at this point you want to turn and look at the room. If you go in the gray zone right there, it will crash the game, so don't do that. Simply side up to the left, and then there will be a loading zone behind you. So there you have it, the void warp. Okay, so now we'll go over a couple problems that can happen during this trick. So first, if you roll too early, you will be too ahead of the rock, and when you will hold the Z and R, you will move forward instead of backward. So another thing that can happen with the first part of the glitch is you do the trick perfectly, you roll into the rock correctly, you hold ESS right position, you wait until Link is straight, you hold Z and R, but problem is you get pushed into Zelda, and Zelda does the little animation, and this means you can no longer do the Void Warp. Another thing that can happen is that you roll perfectly, you hold ESS right position, however you don't wait until Link is straight up before ZNR, so this is not the right frame. If I do ZNR on this frame, this is what will happen. I will simply shield rock and it will not work. Another thing that can go wrong during this trick is if you have removed ESS position at any point during the trick. So during the pose menu you can remove ESS position, but as soon as you unpose you need to be holding ESS. Otherwise, your velocity will no longer be -18. I'm currently using a memory hack software to know what my velocity is. You can find that on my website. And long story short, if it's no longer -18, then this means you removed ESS position at some point. Now if you don't have the right arrow frame, so maybe you were looking at the wrong arrow, or another reason could be that you untargeted Zelda for too long, then you will go into the corner but you will not clip through the corner. One thing that can happen is that you clip through the wall but you do not hit the right loading zone, so you appear at this spot. This means either you were not holding the right ESS position, so you need to hold down right, or you release ESS position during the fall. And finally, if you clip through the wall, hit the loading zone, but do the jump slash with the wrong angle and you hit the red zone, then you will be warped to the wrong location and you will need to suicide yourself. If you don't hit the green nor the red zone, you will simply fall forever. So I guess that's pretty much it about this video. I hope you liked it, and don't forget to check out my other videos. So I got one where I explain how to do the wrong warp from the Goma bus room to the Ganon castle. I also have a video about the Goma clip, very useful. And finally, how to heal yourself with a bottle. So this is very useful with the Void Warp if your health drops below 2.5 hearts. So how to replenish your health without suiciding yourself. So I hope you like this video, and see ya!